Well, we'll wake up the computer first. There we go. It fell asleep waiting on me. All right. Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy July 1st. Oh my gosh, we're basically halfway through the year and a little bit more. Can you believe it? Go ahead and get your Christmas decorations out.
Get out of here.
That's about that time. But just your daily, weekly reminder, please silence your cell phone so we can make sure everyone can hear everything as they're watching and here in the room. So I know that we had a resident announcement, so if you'd like, I can read it, or would you like to go over it, Ms. Johanna?
I'd like to say,
It's on. It's okay.
I'd like to say thank you to all of you who came to hear the vocal cords. We're going to be starting up a new session now, and so this is a good time. If you would like to sing and join in, you don't have to audition. I just need to come and have a desire to sing. Some of us sing on tune, and some of us give it a try. But we'd like to have you come. I published in the Oaks that it was going to be the first Wednesday to come, but I forgot. We don't practice on the first Wednesday, but every Wednesday thereafter at 12:45 in this room, and we have John Timpanelli, who brings recorded music, and he sets out the program, and he's enthusiastic about us, and we enjoy singing together.
Thank you, Ms. Johanna. Any other resident announcements at the moment? No? Okay, well, we'll get into a little updates. So just your favorite weekly reminder to please return all the carts to the service areas. That's those luggage carts, wheelchairs, and any other carts or DME that is being stored in there for everyone's use, to be a good neighbor and bring those back. Just want to mention this again. I know we mentioned it last week at Tuesday Talk, but just that reminder to give us some time for us to finish these check-ins. We start at 5 a.m. till about 9:59. Any given day, we have about 20 to 40 residents that we go and check in on because for whatever reason, they didn't complete the process. So we just ask that you try not to bother that front desk during this time frame for anything non-urgent. So we thank you in advance. So just another reminder, we had released the new pendants. I know we mentioned this last week, but we have them on the lanyard and you can purchase them as a wrist strap. They are $20. That is what they cost us. So we'll place an order and get those purchased. So you'll just let the front desk know if you'd like one and we can get those purchased for you. So we were really excited. I know we mentioned this last time and we had some great feedback and Christine had a lot of residents call her. So as I mentioned, our IT specialist, he's a team member that we're sharing with a sister community. He works for IHS, so it is just like as if you were hiring IHS, aside from the fact that he's not completely ours, but he is a resource for us and we will be sharing his time between us and our sister community. Still working out a lot of the details. He is newly hired and we're working it out how we can have him for you as well as for the residents there. But it is about an hour minimum service. It looks like their charge is the $40, but this is of course if you want anything major for them to come to your apartment and rewire your computer or anything fancy like that. Might be overselling there. But it's an appointment just like you would make with IHS. So again, if you have any particular needs, we still have our committee here with Miss Mary Ellen. We still have our high school students that come. We still have our Betsy. We still have all of our teams that can help you, but this is more of a higher level of IT that unfortunately we just don't have. So it's been a new resource for us. We're excited about it. And any other questions you have, to please call Christine at 502-4503. So a little at EVS, as you know, we got Amy onboarded. She is our new EVS manager. So we do continue to train her in her new role here at Regency. Evan wanted to make sure you do please continue to direct your housekeeping requests to Evan at extension 508. We are having a couple staffing challenges. We've unfortunately lost a couple of our team members for unforeseen circumstances, not because they weren't happy, not because we fired them, but just kind of an array of unforeseen circumstances. We have quite a few new applicants in the works, but please just do bear with us. Evan always does everything he can to make sure you don't miss your services, but we did unfortunately again abruptly lose a couple of our team members. So we are working through that. We are pulling together and we are making sure you get your services. Just please do bear with us until we can get those new team members brought on board and hired. So as Evan's saying, please note that it is our priority to provide services each week. Although we have those challenges, we will contact you if we need to do any revisions, but it's always our goal to not disrupt your schedules as much as feasibly, physically, earthly possible. So we have been doing a little bit of power washing. So we started with our north entrance and our south entrance. We also did the sales center. We were doing the breezeway, but I know we had our wonderful clothing swap last week. We didn't want to interrupt, so we'll get that rescheduled, and we'll get that done now this month in July. So it's another routine preventative maintenance that we are working on, is kind of having that as a service. So we'll continue building upon that, and I just want to make sure that we stay light and bright and beautiful, even through all the rain and allergies and pollen and summer stuff. So plant operation updates, they had about 170 completed work orders, about 71 remain open. A lot of times those are preventative maintenance tasks, reminders, etc., or items maybe awaiting parts. We did complete 1 unit turnover for a new move-in. We did get ordered parts and a new light post. We already had a couple light posts taken out. So we are working on getting those addressed, ordered, and fixed. We did have Piper Fire here to run new sprinkler lines in one of our new apartments. We replaced 2 new ACs in new apartments. We do have a tentative schedule. I know we've talked about the elevators. We have a tentative schedule for that process. So we are starting with the north elevators. And that elevator 1 in the main is tentative November to December. Elevator 3 in the M wing, December. Elevator 4 in the S wing, January, February. And elevator 5, R wing, February to March, with a target completion of about March-ish. So as we mentioned, these processes can take a little bit. These are big pieces of custom created equipment. So we have been purchasing, ordering, and all of it will take place tentatively according to these dates. So as I've promised, a little bit of progress on this, and this is kind of the schedule that we're looking at. As always, things can change as they do happen, so I will keep you abreast of any changes. We did get some HVAC corridor ACs for our corridors approved, so we are working on a bunch of corridor AC replacements. So we'll be going through prioritizing which corridors that need those in our hallways and getting those ACs replaced as well. We are, of course, still finishing all of the Blue Team remediation and walkthroughs. There's been about 75 to 100 apartments that we are doing final punch list and just walking with Blue Team to make sure that everything is all set and they are done. So we should be getting that. They'll be out. We're working on the date in the next week or 2. So if it pertains to you, we'll communicate in advance. But just hoping to wrap up that process as well. So I know that we had our fountain out there that broke. So we were replacing that pump and then the fountain broke. So we will be addressing that poor fountain. Yeah, you like that? South. Yeah, the south. That big beautiful one in the south. And then as always, your friendly weekly reminder that any questions for maintenance, grounds, or landscaping every Friday at 10:30 with Chris and Darwin for our maintenance meeting. So as I mentioned, we are finishing the phase 1.5. We have a couple more apartments that we are working with Betsy, residents that will need to transition out of their homes while we finish replacing flooring that was damaged from water intrusion. So glad that it's only that many and not as many as we thought, but there are still a few affected, so we are working through that process of getting them furnished apartments, getting them transitioned, getting that flooring completed, and moving on with life from some of the Blue Team projects. So the roof has been, as we discussed, isn't it funny, weather pending. We were starting about 2 weeks ago, and every day, well, no one waited for the rainy season. We've discussed that. That's not how it played out exactly, not purposefully. So we did unfortunately get the project approved by the insurance adjusters right in time for the rainy season. So yes, every day has been a super exciting surprise as to whether we will be doing the roofing. I'm kidding, we have been working on it. However, rain has been a delay. So it is the rainy season now. We do have a bunch of rain forecasted for this week. So we continue to work on the roof and we'll get done when we get done. So as I mentioned, each day is kind of based on the weather. So resident service, you wanted me to make sure to let you know. Please note that there are some changes to the wellness calendar this month. Some of the providers will be on vacation for summer, and therefore there are limited dates listed on the July calendar. So just please be sure to read those dates carefully, and then please call their offices if there's any other questions you have. So as we discussed, we've got some of our team members, but also a lot of our providers that are on summer vacation. So please just make sure you take a look at that calendar on the wellness tables so you kind of know where their schedules stand. And then just another reminder that Jared Scallions, the DME owner of Pinellas Medical Supply, will be here on Tuesday, July 8th at 1 p.m. in Grand Lobby South to go over any DME, medical equipment, supplies that you might need, and or repairs.
Are we gonna get something in our mailbox like they said?
I will follow up with Kelly. So as far as COVID, I do not know of any active cases at the moment, so we're on a good track for that. None in the health center, none within my team, and none that I am made aware of. So great job on washing those hands and covering those mouths and keeping COVID from spreading, but we currently do not have any active cases to report as of today that I'm aware of. So as we mentioned it, please make sure you check those front desks. We do have those hurricane supplies that are available for your purchase. We will purchase them for you. You just need to sign up on which items you would like. We'll get those ordered and we'll get those delivered for you just in time for all of our hurricanes that are coming. If you do need any other help at this point, we should have received all of your forms. Please make sure we have those. If you need any help completing those, you can see Carol or Kelly and they can help you get those. But as we've discussed, that is your point of contact that lets us know who to communicate with and your information when we start all of the communication pieces in the event of a disaster. So So as far as the schedule, this week in activities, we've got Wednesday, July 2nd, our O Dance Night at 7 p.m. in Grand Lobby South. Thursday, July 3rd is Meditation with Ann. The new time is 11 a.m. in Activity Room South. Thursday, July 3rd will be the resident and staff luncheon. We do ask that residents sign up on the dining app just so they have an idea of how many to prepare for. And that'll be from 12 to 1:30 in the South Dining Room. And then Saturday, July 5th is the Romantics at 7 p.m. in the Town Hall. Enjoy a fun evening of great music with your neighbors and friends and the happy 4th of July celebration. As far as the sales updates, it is a race to achieve more Google reviews. We are in a competition with other communities, and one of our other communities has about 31 of these, and we are sitting at about 7. So we really need your help. So they are doing a Review on the Rocks cocktail party. It is going to be in the sales office Wednesday, July 16th around 3 p.m. Your ticket in and your first free drink is a Google review. So come in, we can help you do that. We can help you complete that. Tell your friends, tell your families, ask for them to give us a review, and come and have some free drinks in the sales office at the Review on the Rocks cocktail party, which is Wednesday, July 16th at 3 p.m. Just an update, we are July 1st, so we ended the Q2. We say Q, that's Q2. As I mentioned, it was the highest budgeted amount of sales that we've had thus far, and we actually hit our budget of 17 closes on a budget of 17.
Wow.
So we're going to have 17 new residents, 17 new move-ins, 17 new unit turnovers, and 17 new friends. So thank you as always to the ambassadors, the residents, the committees, all of those that help in that process when our sales team reaches out to make that happen. Excuse me. And then again, as we always mention, we like to report on the sales events, the next one, because they don't stop there. You know, Lucy says she's only as good as her last sale. Totally kidding. But we do have another sales event on the 26th at 11 a.m.
That's in
Oh,
June.
I'm sorry, that should have been July. We have one in July.
Yes.
So we'll look at that date again, but we have another one coming. We do them every quarter, almost every month.
At least 2.
But at least 2, that's right. And then just a schedule from food and beverage coming up in, look at these boys, coming up in June. So 4th of July buffet for holiday hours. The takeout is from 11 to 11:30. And dining is available in the North and South Dining Room from 11:45 to 1:15. So for the month of July and oncoming, the gourmets I have for 7-9, 7-29, 8-6, 8-20, 9-3, and 9-17. Just a reminder.
Those dates are not on.
Okay, we'll double check with Ricky. Those are the dates he gave me. Okay, thank you. We'll confirm them then. That's the dates he gave me, so we'll double check. Tacos and tequila is Tuesday on the 1st, and the pub menu changes start tomorrow. So I know that our new chef has been working with the committee and the various menu options, and so they will have some new menu options starting. They change it every 6 weeks or so, just to make sure it doesn't get boring for you. So we apologize if you see something that you absolutely love. You can give that feedback to the committee, but they like to change it up so you don't get bored with the same stuff. So they'll be getting a menu change on the 2nd. And then just a reminder, as we discussed, that mixer is on the 3rd, South Dining Room from about 12 to 1:30. Then just again, I like to keep this up. If there's any issues with full count, the code is Regency Oaks. Little bit of HR update. We discussed it already, but the residents and employees are invited to the employee and resident barbecue lunch in the south dining room. We do ask that you make a reservation just so the kitchen knows how many to prepare for. And again, that's from 12 to 1:30. It's really all of us just getting together and having lunch together and celebrating. So HR update, Onario Rodriguez is a lead cook in independent living. He was selected as an employee of the month for his commitment to hospitality and dedication to Regency since 2004. So just congratulations to Onario and thank you for all you do as he is our employee of the month. And then really just a little follow-up from me. Some of it can be a little redundant, but I'm asked, so I continue keeping it up here to address it. So administrative phone, that part is still in progress for us. Blue team remediation and restoration. We are now done in mostly in IL. We are done in skilled nursing, and we are almost done in assisted living. This is with the internal unit remediation. Of course, I'll have my weekly blue team call with them tomorrow. I have it every Wednesday for additional updates. Just your weekly reminder about the north dining room. The plastic will be up there for a few months until that roof is fixed. We are still getting ready for resident survey. We're actually having another meeting about that tomorrow. So we'll have more information to come soon. That is about a month and a half away. So it's that time. Again, the external sealing and caulking, I have not received an official date from Blue Team, but we are still addressing a lot of the major areas. And I can say we've had quite significant rain in the last few weeks, and we've seen much less water intrusion and much less issues than before. So you might not see it, you might not feel it, you might not know it, but I do. We're making good progress. And then, as I mentioned before, we are beginning the budget season. We've already got calls and the schedule and various things that we're doing, kind of starting from the corporate level, ownership level, and then we'll trickle that. Of course, we'll work with our residents finance committee once we come to that stage and discuss that, CapEx planning, etc. But we are beginning the early stages. That's a fun process. So Dustin is actually on paternity leave beginning this week. He has a baby on the way. So has a baby. I already had the baby. Okay, I haven't seen a picture yet. Rude. So had the baby. So he is currently on paternity leave. Yes. So we'll share a photo as soon as we get one. But he began paternity leave this week. Of course, you know Ginger's back with us. She'll be back with us intermittently, so she is here kind of with us part-time. We're wanting to make sure she recovers well, so she may be in, she may be out, but she is back with us, and she's here today, and we're happy to see her. So, of course, we know it's a little bit shorter of a week. We'll have some team members out on Friday for 4th of July, but we will still have coverage here for anything that arises. I know yesterday Sherry held her rate increase presentation for those September ones, so if there's any questions about that process, you can most certainly see the business office to go over all of that. But we did complete the 60-day notification and held that yesterday. We are doing the new resident orientation this week. It's something that I think has been really helpful for all of our new residents in order to put a face with all of us and to kind of get the initial bearings of the community typically before they move in. So we'll host that again this week. And just as far as, like I said, the update for the roof, we are working to resume the work next week, they mentioned. There's a significant rain spell this week, and then of course the holiday. So for the most part, there'll be a little bit of work being done internally. Remember, there are numerous projects going on with Blue Team aside from the roof. So there's still lots of work going on, but the main roof work will be on hold through the holiday and through the rain spell until next week. As I mentioned, the flat roof that's in the dining room is a different scope. It was excluded from the original claim, so that is in discussion and review, but that's not to be expected to be part of this work. Wish it was. That would be fantastic for me, but I'm not that lucky. So we are still looking about 3 to 5 months of complete time frame for all of the roofs to be done. So, and as I always say, just remember, we're at the mercy of the insurance adjusters and the Blue Team timeline. Regency, myself, have no control of that. Blue Team has no control of the weather, and we will just keep getting through it. So that is really all I have. Not too much from week to week, huh? Any questions anyone have for me? Yes, ma'am?
I'd like to thank the committee that worked on the clothes swap. It went
Yes.
so well, and it was such a nice affair.
Absolutely. She said she would like to thank the committee that worked on the clothing swap, and I completely agree. Lots of great stuff in there. Got me another suit. Went and find all the suits. I figured not too many people are wearing the suits. So really great job. Thank you. I know it was a lot of hard work. So I know the team loves the event. I know the residents love that. So yes, thank you to all those who helped work on that. Any other questions?
Apparently, the baby did not come on Sunday.
The baby did not come on Sunday. Uh-oh,
Not
okay.
last night until I thought he did.
Okay, so baby's still not here yet. Was supposed to be induced, but not here. So we will let you know when the baby's born. Being induced at some point. But we'll look forward to that photo, but Dustin is in fact on paternity leave. All right, well, if that's all, thank you all very much for joining. Appreciate all of the attendance and collaboration.